And we welcome you inside of the Panther Pit, getting you set for tonight's preseason scrimmage between the Andrews Wildcats and the Franklin Panthers on a sun-splashed afternoon after we had a little rain move through earlier today. It has cleared out, and it is a fantastic night for some football, but I think as we both agree, Byron, any night is a fantastic night for some football.
It's sort of odd that we're already back here. These first games are sort of tough for us to get in the swing of things because kids are not in school. So I know at my house I've got students not in class. I've got a teacher not in class. So it's like, wait, what, a football game?
Right.
I got your text, and it reminded me, oh, yeah, it is football season. But you know how it is. You get the first one under your belt, and you get that appetite for it. And this 2023 version of the Panthers kicks off tonight. So it'll be fun to see what we have, what we need to work on, and as we look forward to the rest of the season, who we can count on out there in the Panther Pit.
Here come the Panthers onto the field. It's not going to be a traditional game with a clock. I don't even know if they're going to be keeping score. As I was trying to get some details on exactly the format tonight, talked to the man himself, Josh Brooks, and he said, well, play a couple of 10 over here, a couple of 10 over here, and then we'll see where we're at. Andrews comes in, and we'll get a shot at them here in a second as they join the officials at midfield. 19 players, as you see on screen, for Andrews. After a season last year, the 2022 campaign, where they beat Murphy, and they made it to the semifinals in 1A, their best season in 40-plus years.
And we scrimmaged them last year, and I had people who I trust that really know what's going on with football say, so tell me what happened, because we were not there. And they said we could play them 10 times and not beat them a single time. They were legit last year, really good.
Lost a lot off of last year's roster, so they're kind of in a rebuilding phase. And with 19 players, obviously safety is paramount, especially in the preseason. You don't want to get anybody hurt in these preseason scrimmages, so they'll be healthy for the beginning of the season. And when you only have 19 players, that is at the top of the list.
A town the size of Andrews, the fact that they've got 19 kids coming out to play, that's a great testament to begin with. And then you catch that lightning in a bottle like they did last year. Like, not only are we not even supposed to be here in terms of our size, but, hey, we're really good, right? And we're going to make a run for it. And they did. So it'll be interesting to see, with some key losses last year, how they come out this year. They were very physical last year from what I understand. So be interesting to see what they suit up with as well tonight.
Coming in to tonight's contest, we're going to say a lot of names that folks that watched us last year will not be familiar with. You'll have a new starting quarterback, pretty much a whole new starting 11 on offense. You'll recognize some names on the defensive side for the Panthers. But the one thing that, looking through the roster here, Byron, talking to some of the players, we did some interviews that you'll see next week on our broadcast to begin the season against Murphy. There is some size, there is some talent, and there's a lot of energy in this program.
A lot of athleticism, especially in that junior class coming up. But there are a lot of unknowns. Anytime you have a major change with seniors outgoing like we did last year at some very key positions, these scrimmages are crucial, George, because as you stated, just so our viewers know what to expect, typically these things go 10 plays for Franklin, 10 plays for Andrews. That gives the coaches a chance to see what they're working with. It gives their kids a chance to have game-like scenarios. I imagine as we go on through the night, you'll see us get into a live portion where they'll put the ball on the 20 or 30-yard line and let the offense just go until it either has to punt or it scores a touchdown. What it does is it gives these kids a chance at game speed to show their coaches what they're capable of. Everything, and we at home, we want to think about people throwing touchdowns. We want to think about people just knocking the snot out of one another for tackles. But I look at a position, you mentioned all the new kids. I'm looking at the center quarterback position. You've got a sophomore in Brock Bradley, first real varsity experience. You've got a new center in Maverick Waldrop. That center quarterback exchange, so vital, right? I mean, that's where it all starts for an offense. Something like tonight at game speed where you have to perform that at game speed is where those guys will get comfortable with that.
So we're going to begin things. There won't be a kickoff. It will be Andrews on offense first, it appears. Or is it the Panthers on offense? I haven't spotted the ball just yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be the Panthers on offense.
Yeah, based on personnel, I see.
Let's see, Brock Bradley is going to be the signal caller. As in July, he found out that he would be snapping with the ones, and we're going to get this scrimmage underway as it is Bradley under center. He is going to hand off right up the middle. Hervey for a couple of yards. That'll bring up they're keeping the down and distance across the way. I don't think they are. It'll be 10 plays, and then we'll see where we're at. They will keep down, so this will be second down. They're not keeping it up on the scoreboards. That's why we don't have it up on our scoreboard. Swing pass going to be caught in open space 30 up to about the 37-yard line goes Wyatt Cantrell. We have a flag back at the 30-yard line in the Andrews backfield, in the defensive backfield.
Wyatt is a new addition to the Panther team this year. His father and his uncle both played here at Franklin High School, and Wyatt has come here as a senior and will certainly lend some expertise in that receiver spot along with the returner Ashton Shope. And as I mentioned, there's some juniors behind him who are capable of playing that spot as well.
Yeah, Wyatt is one of the kids that I was able to interview at Media Day back on July 28th. And I believe he told me that he moved from Pennsylvania.
That's right.
And he played at his school there and then actually won a championship in Pennsylvania. More flags. As we mentioned, if you just joined us, may didn't see it at the very beginning, there's about 20 officials, and this is their scrimmage as well. Yeah. They're getting their legs under them.
Yeah, it's practice for everybody.
That's going to be a handoff right up the middle. It's Hervey. Hervey weaving his way to about the 36-yard line. That'll be enough for first down.
Nice little job by Braden to spot the cutback opportunity. And again, these guys are filling this out right now. This is you spend the summer knocking each other, but then all of a sudden you see a whole new group of people along the way, and there's some people in the stands, referees out on the field. It's a little different.
Hervey gets the call again, and he's got to go right side, get caught from behind by Dalton Rose for the Andrews Wildcats.
You know, George, you and I were talking pregame, too. You go into this game, you have to have 11 guys starting on either side of the ball, but don't think for a second this is not an audition that could or could not change the lineup next week, right? So Braden Hervey has to establish the fact that he's the guy to tote the ball primarily in the backfield. He's got some backups. Eli Brown, number 1, junior, he'll tote it some too.
Brock Bradley hits Cantrell in stride down to the 25-yard line. That one hung up for a while, allowed Cantrell to run under it.
Great job. Both, like I said, Brock, I wouldn't call it a perfect pass, but it was a good pass. And number 18 is already showing us right now. We are glad he's back home in Franklin doing that right there. Great concentration and a great sign for the Panthers. If they're able to keep defenses honest by having to guard our wide receivers like that, that'll open up the middle of the field for our running backs.
So that flips the field into Andrews territory. Handoff goes to Eli Brown, and Brown turns the corner to about the 18-yard line.
Carried by Eli Brown.
Should be getting close to about the 8th or 9th play. Each team going to receive 10 plays apiece. They aren't running the clock, aren't keeping down in distance. They are keeping downs. This should be the 8th play of this drive.
Eli will be a great complement to Hervey. He's a little smaller, maybe a little shiftier around the line, but a great complement nonetheless. I imagine Braden, who has beefed up tremendously in the past year, will be the pound-it back, every down back.
Right up the middle, gain tackle. Sutton gets the carry, his first tote in the scrimmage. I know in the scrimmage they had on Wednesday against Hayesville that Sutton toted the rock a few times. It's his first opportunity, the sophomore. The 9th play of this 10-play portion for the Panthers, and then Andrews will get a chance. Bradley under center. On a bootleg, Bradley fires into the end zone, looking for Cantrell, and went through his hands and then was knocked into the air. And Braylon Desarm was in the back of the end zone, but he couldn't corral it. We'll get one more opportunity here.
Didn't see the short receiver there. I know Ashton Shope was deeper in the end zone, covered very well, and it was clear that Brock really wanted to try to get it to number 18, who was being covered there by a linebacker. So Brock knew with that formation and whatnot with the defense, it was going to be a linebacker picking up Cantrell, so that's exactly where he wanted to go.
The long shadows you see on screen. Nice green grass here at the pit. Of course, we didn't think that we would be here at the pit the last time we talked to you. The last ball game, we kind of said farewell to the Panther pit. But as you know, in government and politics, a lot of hands in the cookie jar. And it hasn't happened yet, but firing, and it's going to be intercepted. They'll blow it dead as Bradley heaved to the end zone, but picking it off was Graham Birch.
Look here, and Brock, you can see, I was trying to figure out why that was off so bad, but you can see right there, somebody gets a hand on it, and it sort of, the ball ducks, if you will, flutters high and deep to the defender.
So we'll have one more chance as Bradley hands off Hervey to the 15.
Tackle by number 55.
And getting in there for the Andrews Wildcats, Colton Rose. Again, if you just joined us, Andrews comes into tonight's scrimmage with just 19 on the roster. That may improve as school starts and all, but such a small school, and you never know. And so they're going to limit how many plays each team has. That's why they're doing 10, 10, and 10. And at some point they'll probably go to a game situation, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Just remind folks the concession stand.
And as they flip the field, we'll take a quick break and hear this from the cheerleaders.
Has their home opener next Friday.
This season, the Franklin High School cheerleaders have devoted and dedicated their season to showing love unconditionally to everyone they encounter. During camp, they dedicated their tank top calls to Chuck Mounty and his battle with cancer and leukemia. During that time, they were made aware that he is now back battling leukemia full force. In honor of Chuck, you'll see us as well as other members of the Franklin community wearing orange in the coming season. So these ladies are asking if you can come out next Friday night in orange and show Chuck and his wife Teresa and their entire family how much love and support we have to give them. There's no love like Panther love.
So in support of Chuck, we want everyone to come out Friday, August 18th wearing your orange.
We can't wait to see you all there. Let's go chuck it up.
So Andrews now will have an opportunity with 10 plays. They'll spot it at the 25-yard line. First opportunity offensively for the Wildcats, and the handoff goes right up the middle. Dalton Rose for a couple. He's a senior.
Carried by number 5, tackled by number 74.
Getting in there for the Panthers, big number 77, Alex Rogers.
We didn't get a chance to we're going to get to that offensive line the next time we have the ball, but it's some of the same kids that play on the defensive line, George. And we'll start with the obvious. If you're in the Panther pit or watching on TV, Certainly number 57, Jacob Gibson, who's just growing into being a very large man down there on the line, playing for the Panthers. Also number 74, Logan Deal, who will go both ways.
Shotgun. Back to pass, heaving it far side, incomplete. As that was intended for Samuel Preston.
Sizemore on the coverage.
He's a senior.
I think I see Aiden Sizemore and Braylon DeZarn back there. That might be Wyatt Cantrell playing cornerback on the far side. We got to get used to these names, partner.
Yeah, Cantrell's out there. That's 18.
Also, is.
Yeah, you talked about Sizemore. He's out there with Cantrell. And also, looks like Hervey is in the backfield as well.
He is. And what does it say about a sophomore, number 30, Attic Sutton? You already saw him tote the ball there just a minute ago, but starting defensively here for the Panthers.
So Everett Tatham, signal caller for Coach James Phillips and the Wildcats. He'll settle under center. Now going to shift at the offensive line. Third play of this 10-play set in this scrimmage. He's going to hand off, weaving his way in traffic, Eli Aguilar. And Aguilar able to find a little bit of a seam. And Aguilar is up to about the 40-yard line. A pretty good game on their third play of this series. Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of the same names on both sides of the ball. A lot of guys going both ways, even though I talked about the numbers are there. We've seen some years where the numbers were even less than what they have. But this year, barring any injuries,
right,
you've got the numbers that you want on the roster.
Well, you got two returners on that defensive line who came away with awards last year, recognized for their play, and that's number 47, Gabe Nickerson, and number 57, Jacob Gibson. Jacob is turning into the kind of kid that is a recruitable football player, has a frame, athletic ability.
Now set up in the gun, Will Tatham on this fourth play, and before the snap, whistles and a flag is down. Looks like a procedure penalty going to be whistled on the Andrews Wildcats. A false start against the Cats.
Also see a new jersey out there. I see Caden Martini. That's a fun name. Ashton Shope come in for some defense. And let's see. Trying to spot. You guys at home will have to struggle along with us. We'll get better at this. Every year we got to go this, don't we, George? Figure out who everybody is and
take names out of our minds from previous years with numbers.
Oh, a new addition on the field. Number 22, Reed Raby, senior, first year playing football.
Tatham's pass is going to be knocked down. Sutton
Broken up by Sutton.
Knocks it down at about the line of scrimmage. We'll bring up the fifth play of this 10-play series for the Wildcats. You know, looking from our vantage point and getting my field goggles out and looking at the line and look at some of the players for Andrews, only 19 on the roster, but they've got size, Byron.
Oh, they're big. The first kid I saw when I come in here, I talk about Jacob, but they've got a kid over there, number 77, 6'5", 285. Give me some of that.
Fifth play of the series is scrimmage from their own 38-yard line. Tatham under center. He's got a hand at the backfield. Once again, it's Dalton Rose. Rose going to be chopped down by a host of Panthers.
Number 5 on the carry, Eli Brown on the tackle.
And Eli Brown will get the credit for that tackle, George, but first credit goes to the big man with the big paw, 57. Jacob Gibson blew Antonio Hernandez right off the ball and was able to get a hand on the runner, get him slowed down, and that allowed Eli to get out there to make the tackle.
So, again, they're not running a clock. They're not keeping down in distance. We will keep score if there are any scores that happen. We don't know how long it's going to last, and there could be a game situation. It's kind of a fluid situation if you're just joining us on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate you joining us. Our first football broadcast. There won't be many here in 2023. Only 4 home games, including next Friday against Murphy. Tatham under center. Fakes the handoff, drops. Now going to dump it off in the backfield. It is caught, but he's going nowhere as Eli Aguilar caught it behind the line of scrimmage. Gained a couple. He's going to bring up the 7th play of this 10-play series for Andrews.
Sutton and Sizemore on the tackle. And, George, I'll just say this, too. You know, it's human nature. People want to know what the score is when anytime 2 teams get on the field. But I gotta tell you, the score of a scrimmage is so overrated. Mm-hmm. These coaches come out here. They, you know, unlike a month from now, it will be to get the W, at all cost. You know, when the clock goes 0, that you've got 1 point more on the board than the other team. That's all that matters, right? Right now, it's about figuring your team out, and it's about giving them the opportunity to get into situations where they need to make a 3rd down play. They need to catch up to the speed of the game. You got a kid like Brock Bradley, who I said got limited snaps last year as a quarterback. He's getting ready to be your captain all year, right? And then I imagine at some point in time we'll see somebody like Anderson Terrell, who's a freshman, also a quarterback. You know, you got to have kids like that ready in case something were to happen to Brock. So you got to keep these scrimmages in check in your mind. When you see somebody score, that's exciting. But if we leave here tonight saying, well, we scored 5 times and Andrew scored 3 times, that means nothing. Yeah. It really means nothing.
Yeah, and I tell folks, and it maybe sounds a little derogatory, but I call this just a glorified practice.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's fans in the stands, the lights are on, they're selling popcorn, charging admission, but it's just like they're on the practice field above us here.
Well, and here's what it is. So you're lining up right now. If you're the Franklin defense and you're all geared up, and in practice on a Tuesday night, your coach is yelling in your ear hole. He's got you all geared up to stop the scout team offense or whatever. Nobody's going to notice that the defensive tackle is offsides, mm-hmm. right? Nobody's going to notice that we got 12 men on the field. It won't stop the play. Here it will. So it's your chance to knock all the cobwebs out, get all the little errors out of the way, and get ready for a real football game.
And going to go to Rose in open space. Dalton Rose across the 40, 35. Going to be tackled at about the 30-yard line by Braden Hervey. If Hervey hadn't corralled him, he could have turned the corner and scored.
Yeah, and I tell you, boy, we're lucky right there. The biggest play to me was that Logan Deal got his leg caught up in something and sat on the ground for a minute. We can't afford to miss Logan Deal this early in the season, but good job by Braden Hervey in pursuit.
Yeah, Hervey able to show his wheels. He's a big boy, but he was able to track down a speedy Dalton Rose. He's the running back, senior for Coach James Phillips and the Wildcats of Andrews. This will be the first down up there. I think this is the 7th or 8th play. I've kind of lost count of this 10-play series for Andrews. And you also see a lot more time between plays because you see the coaches are out there for both offense and defense, and they're coaching them up. And then doesn't matter, the 25, 30-second, or 40-second clock is not up enough to worry about that. Pass dropped over the middle. Beautiful pass. Looking into the sun, though, Graham Birch couldn't secure it.
Graham Birch, a big guy, and 18, Wyatt Cantrell defending him, giving up some size there behind the play, and luckily for the Panthers there, Graham Birch drops it. 6 foot, 180-pound senior.
So we've got a couple more opportunities here. We're getting close to that 10-play threshold, but it's not set in stone. Like you saw in the previous 10 plays, they let the Panthers have an extra 11th play.
Again, this is setting each other. What these coaches are trying to do is set each other up with looks. The Panthers and Wildcats will not play all year long, so it doesn't matter what happens here tonight, other than they come out knowing who their team is a little bit better than when this started.
Everett Tatham under center. Drops back. Loses the ball, and they'll blow the play dead.
All right.
Was that 52 getting in there? Was it?
That's 65. That's Maverick Waldrop. That's our center. Doubling up on the defensive line. Big Maverick Waldrop.
Play series for Andrews.
Yeah, and you made mention of that. Not sure if we talked about it on the air or not, as you see the replay.
The Panthers would like
New
to
quarterback,
thank the
new
sponsors
center. Just mentioned his
for the
name,
night.
and
Franklin
Maverick
Ford, Kubota,
Waldrop.
Tractor
And
of
they
Franklin,
need nights like this.
Mission Sports
You've got to get
Medicine,
in rhythm,
and
and
Chick-fil-A.
so far so good.
So far, so good. These exchanges between Bradley and Waldrop look pretty darn good. I can remember years we come out here with new quarterbacks and centers, and it was shaky.
Yeah.
But Maverick doing a good job delivering the football to Brock Bradley.
The 50-50 drawing is
So
coming
each
up
team
just
is going to
1
go
minute.
to their
We'll get
respective
ready.
sidelines, and we'll see what they do now. You see all the referees on the screen. I think we counted 10 referees
Yeah.
out there at one point. But, of course, it's their scrimmage as well. They'll decide if we'll put some time on the clock or just do another 10-play series for Franklin.
I think we got 17, George. How's that for a head count?
50-50 drawing.
I must have missed some.
17.
Good grief.
There's some right down here. Yeah.
0,
Oh, yeah, okay.
9,
I didn't see those.
5,
By the way, we are missing Mike Wood, our
0, 9,
sideline
5.
analyst extraordinaire. Mike is out of the country, and he will be out of the country next week as well. But we'll have him back in the middle part of September when the Panthers come back home for 2 in a row against East Henderson and Tuscola here at the pit. We wish Mike well with his travels because, as you know, traveling all over the contiguous U.S., it's pretty shaky. I can't imagine going overseas now with all the air travel and everything.
I can't imagine. I have not had a single flight this year be on time. And I've had some canceled. So there you go.
Well, looks like we're going to have a kickoff. So we'll see the Panther kickoff team for the first time. It looks like it's going to be Sinclair. Will Sinclair to kick it off for the Panthers.
This is important too, George. This is a part we didn't know if we are going to get around to, but man, this is a phase of the game that if you're not tight with is and very wisely so. This is more about, again, people are watching. They're like, "Where's Andrews?" Well, here's what's happening. Andrews doesn't want to get anybody hurt, right?
Yeah.
But Franklin needs the chance to line up and go through the motions of what lining up for a kickoff is, right? So, again, just another example of how a scrimmage is a little bit different. In basketball, when they scrimmage, there is a clock. There is a scoreboard. You know, there are fouls called, and somebody goes home crowing about who won or lost. This is really more about getting prepared for week one.
So we'll be the Panthers now that come out on offense, I believe. Yes, it'll be the Panthers offensively that come out, and they'll now be scrimmaging into the sun from the 20-yard line.
I want to mention Bryson Gibbs out there playing right tackle, too. Have yet to mention Bryson. He's at right tackle. Logan Dill's at right guard. Center is Maverick Waldrop. And I'll try to get exactly who's who there on that left side of the line.
Quick hit right up the middle.
Gabe Nickerson on the
Gabe Nickerson, first carry for Gabe tonight. Gains a couple.
Looks like Carroll Cook playing tight end, the junior. We got Jacob Gibson over there playing, I believe, left guard. And we got to figure out who that left tackle is, or who would that leave? Would it be the Diaz kid, or?
Let's see.
No, I take that back. Jacob's at left tackle, so we got to figure out the left guard. I think that is number 75, Miguel Diaz.
And off to Hervey. Hervey going to cut it out and be wrestled out of bounds after he does gain enough for a first down. They're now keeping the down and distance across the way, but not on the scoreboard. That'll be enough for a Panther first down. That'll mark it up to the 32-yard line.
Nice block there by number 57, Jacob Gibson, as he wraps around from his spot and kicks out the defender, giving Hervey some room.
Flat pass, Braylon DeZarn caught it at the line of scrimmage. Scampers up to about the 35-yard line. Yeah, that is Diaz on the left side, 75.
DeZarn, a junior, shifty kid, very athletic. Another little kid, if you can get him the ball here around the line of scrimmage, could pick up some extra yards just with his shifty nature.
DeZarn also a basketball player, and hopefully the basketball hands will parlay into catching footballs.
Braden Hervey on the carry.
Hervey will get the carry.
61.
So obviously, if you're a receiver, you need some athletic ability and also able to catch the ball. Third down now. Third and about 5 for the Panthers. Up to the 36. And I think they have gone away from the 10-play series now.
Yeah, well,
Looks
they're
like
in
it.
the live section here where they put it on the 20 or 30 and really just see what you got. It's score or punt.
Got some flags flying as that Andrews Wildcat jumped into the neutral zone. It was Colton Rose that got bit on the hard count by Rock Bradley.
I don't want to give out a secret, but, George, I've been calling Franklin football for a long time, and I know Josh Brooks keeps the no play close to the top of his list. That just turned a 3rd and 6 into a 3rd and 1. And for a young team and a young offense, not really sure of its identity, that makes it a much more gettable 3rd down.
A 3rd and a couple of inches. Got to get up to the 33-yard line. And he's going nowhere.
Yeah, somebody just flat out forgot to block number 5 right there.
Alex Sutton
Rose
had no chance.
Yeah,
as you see it here on the replay.
He just absolutely busted that play all up. So, 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and
this can be
half a yard.
A chance to show what you would do in a crazy situation where you got to have it, or we can run the punt team out there. Either way, again, like I said, don't put any more into this decision other than that they're working on something. Somebody's going to hit home going, oh my gosh, Coach Brooks is going to go for it on 4th down on our side of the field every time. No, but he's working on something right here. There'll be a time when we need to.
Bootleg. Bradley dumps it off. 1st down and more. Into Andrews territory. It's Attic Sutton all the way to the 40-yard line.
I didn't catch who that was. It might have been Ashton Shope. Somebody delivered a nice little block out here out wide. Let's see. And there's the catch. Nice little spot right there. Yeah, Ashton picks up the defender and gives number 30, Attic Sutton, a chance to pick up another 5 or 10 yards. Again, I don't know how often we'll go for 4th and 1 on our side of the field, but that's a great thing about a scrimmage. We'll walk out of here tonight and still not have a loss on the season.
So Eli Brown has taken on a couple Andrews Wildcats, and I think one of them may be hurt. He's getting up now. Brown popped back, and Will Roberts stayed on the ground for a while. Here's the replay. Look at this hit.
That's tough. You go down like that, you put your head down, you lose sight of the offensive player. That's a no-no in football. And I think if I had to guess right now, he's feeling what you call the stinger right down his shoulder into his arm. Wish the best for number 44 there.
2nd down and a flag. It's like another procedure. You see a lot of that in the early part of the season.
Yeah.
False start.
Again, one of those things just to work on right now, Again, you've got referees out here. You got some people watching. You got another team on the field. Can you execute? Because, George, in July, your coaches are coaching, right? They're not always officiating. So some of the little bad habits you might get into in July, you get to August, and it's time to iron those wrinkles out.
That'll be a 5-yarder, so it pushes it back to the 46-yard line as Brock Bradley settles under center. Hervey to about the 44-yard line. Gets chopped down there.
Tackle by number
Gained
52.
3 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long now. The Panthers in Andrews territory.
12.
Next Friday night, fans, right here at the pit, the first of only 4 home games, the way the schedule worked out. And it looks like there is a injured Panther. Trying to grab who. It looks like it's Hervey. Next Friday, right here at the pit, 7:30. Murphy Bulldogs to the Franklin Panthers here at the pit. We'll have it on YouTube and Facebook.
Didn't happen to catch what that was. Let's watch this 3rd down play here.
Deep pass, a lot of contact. Cantrell was the intended receiver. No flags. It is going to bring up 4th down.
I think Cantrell got tackled on that one. I don't know. Honestly, I didn't catch the first part. Maybe they both fell. And didn't see the Herbie play there, how he got hurt. But that is a tough play for a young Panther football team. Again, still trying to figure out who they are. A 3rd and 12, a 3rd and 13 is a spot that Josh Brooks don't want to be in a whole lot. You know, sophomore quarterback, not tested up to this point.
So it looks like Franklin will punt it. It's a good thing to do in the preseason. As we saw
punting
last year, sometimes when the Panthers dropped back the punt, it got a little interesting.
Yeah.
Last year. So
Yeah. This is in the 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams. People can overlook this, and especially a punter. You don't realize, a good punter makes the difference in where the other team starts by 10 or 15 yards.
Shope going to angle it near side. It's out of bounds inside the 20, so a good punt by Ashton Shope, and Andrews will take over 1st down and 10. We appreciate you tuning in tonight on YouTube and Facebook of the Franklin Panther Sports Network just after 7:30. Preseason scrimmage, the final scrimmage for the Panthers. They had one on Wednesday in the regular season, as I mentioned a while ago. We'll begin next Friday here at the pit against the Murphy Bulldogs. The Wildcats of the Panthers in the first part of this scrimmage had 10 plays apiece. Nobody able to score. They're not keeping a clock. They are keeping down in distance now, but they're not keeping up on the scoreboard here in the stadium. In fact, the scoreboard here in the stadium not even on. So we don't have it on our scoreboard either. And there's no clock being kept, but more of a game format now, as they've had some punts, had a kickoff, and now keeping the down and distance as Andrews taking their time to get set and ready to go on offense. You're in the big shadow now on that side of the field.
This is a part of the game, a phase of the game that just on paper, with the athleticism, the 2 returning defensive linemen in Jacob Gibson and Gabe Nickerson, that you suppose the Panthers stand to be pretty good, right? So this is their first live test here of 1st and 10 football to see what we look like in a live situation.
Well, here we go. Right up the middle. For a few yards. Those Holden Todd, Jr. for the Wildcats. Here Nickerson's name being called again over the public address system here. Just realized it looks like we have 2 16s on this roster for Franklin.
Yeah, I see that.
I didn't realize that when I printed it out.
We also see a number 70
Yeah.
in for the first time for the Panthers. That is Ty Carver, Jr.
Second down for the Wildcats. It's Everett Tatham under center. He's going to hand off on the end around Samuel Preston, and he's going to be chopped down after a couple. Third down for the Wildcats. Third and about 6 now coming up.
Big hit by Gabe Nickerson there. Do want to mention, Panther fans, number 11, Braden Herbie, who would, for all intents and purposes, is the starting running back. He is over here getting attention from the training staff, so it'll be interesting to see as we go back out on offense, who will be carrying the football. Attic Sutton has gotten some carries. Eli Brown's gotten some carries.
Looks like he's got ice on a knee from my angle.
That's what he was sort of pointing at there just a few minutes ago. So
third down, about 6 for Andrews. Tatham under center. Got a handoff. It's Preston once again. Preston cuts it up. Gets close to the marker. But I think he's going to be about a yard shy.
Number 56.
Fourth down, and we'll see what Andrews does.
Maybe a couple, maybe 2 yards there, George. And curious to see what they want to do with their first fourth down opportunity as they're deep back on their field. Again, they could get blitzed and tackled at the old Chamber of Commerce, and they're still going to come out of here without a loss tonight. So, again, who knows what they're going to do. This is a good chance, too, for the Panther defense and for the defensive coaches to sort of play that situation, right? Is the other team going to punt? Are they going to go for it? Do we need to make personnel changes? And it looks like they are going to go for it. Tight.
Fourth down, yeah, it's basically 2 yards. Tatham fakes the handoff, got a takeoff. And Tatham's got the first down. He took a tough hit, a low hit, but looks like he's going to be okay. Tatham picks up 3 and gains the first down.
Tackle by number 74.
So far, Panther defense is more bend, don't break, but they give up the crucial 3 yards right here that lets Andrews continue on. This Andrews team, again, they're missing some kids from a very solid 2022 campaign, but, that winning is infectious, George, and you can tell these kids are pretty confident here. There might only be 19 of them, but they're a pretty confident group.
Yeah, I mentioned it about 15 minutes ago. The size, you can tell. Just the eye test. They've got some players short on numbers. They've got size, and as proven last year, able to put it together and have their best season in over 40 years. And as long as they beat Murphy, that's considered a fantastic season.
That's the Super Bowl. Absolutely.
Right. Tatham pitches on the option, goes to Rose. Rose shakes one defender, and he is taken down after about a 6-yard gain to the 36. Desarn able to chop him down.
Play strung out here to the left side, and you can see Carpenter's in pursuit and a big hit. Reed Raby.
Yeah, it was Raby.
I'm going to give Reed a hard time. Welcome to football, Reed. Get your pads down a little bit, son. I'll tell him that tonight, too. Man, I'm so glad to see him out here. Reed has the athleticism to play this sport, and what I knew about Reed the entire time, and his parents, his daddy never told him not to play. Reed just wasn't interested. He's come out here as a senior. He's athletic. He likes to be physical, and he's going to learn. I mean, you got to get that first little situation like that. Next time, I promise you, Reed will be lower.
Well, Tatham was in the grasp when he pitched it out. They're going to blow it dead.
I'll tell you who's making a name already tonight, George. That's Gabe Nickerson once again. I don't expect anything different from Gabe. Always been a solid football player, knows for the football. He's got that motor to play the sport. Watch him here on that left side. Just work his blocker off and has the quarterback in the grasp. Referee blew that dead maybe a little bit early, but it's a scrimmage. Don't need to see anybody else get hurt.
So lengthy time between plays here. Appreciate you tuning in, getting some text from some of our biggest fans.
Asking me to quit talking? Is that what that's about?
We appreciate you. No, Billy Vanna.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Reed had the same thing, or Billy had the same thing. He said, hello, Reed, this is football. And Reed will get it, I promise. You talk about a smart kid. Reed's daddy. Reed's daddy played in the Panther pit. He was a quarterback, wide receiver, defensive back. Ryan Raby lettered in 4 sports when he was in high school.
It's third down, about 6. High snap. Tatham secures it, throws, caught, out of bounds. After about a 20-yard gain, Samuel Preston. They're going to mark him out at the 48, make that the 44 in Panther territory.
Aiden Sizemore able to get over there and make the tackle, but the throw goes right over number 18, Wyatt Cantrell, to the Andrews receiver. As you see here.
22-yard pass.
Every year I have to get – I know I'm going to a high school football game, and I have to get used to the fact that I've got Clinton Taylor giving me replays that's the thing about – we've talked about this before for you folks at home. It's a blessing that this is on being streamed so you can watch it, because we don't have to be as descriptive as we did back in the radio days. But I got to keep up with Clinton back here.
Oh, yeah.
Clinton's got a perfect opportunity for me to commentate the replay, and I sometimes forget just how good he is at that.
We don't really have to work as hard as we did because we had one shot at it.
That's exactly right.
We can go back and look, analyze it, and see, okay, it was that kid, not who we were talking about.
We've been proven wrong a time or
many
two.
a times. First down. Tatham drops deep, heaves it over the middle, in traffic, incomplete, as he was trying to hit Graham Birch down the seam. Second down.
That was a cluster, and it looked like somebody could have got KO'd in that little mess right there, but the result is a incompletion. You see here, just tosses it over the top. Trying to get to his man there. I didn't catch the name on that one. Is that
should have been, I believe it was Birch, Graham Birch.
Yeah.
It seems like here in this offensive set that Coach James Phillips aired it out a bit. Saw him run early on, and even saw some option earlier in this series, but letting his quarterback, Everett Tatham, the junior, drop back and see if he can hit some of his speedy receivers. It's going to bring up a second down, 10 yards to go from the Panther 44. And they'll run it this time right up the middle. Move that offensive line. Dalton Rose for about 5 yards or so inside the 40 to the 39. Third down and 5 for Andrews.
Not a whole lot of subs on that defense yet. These first-string guys are still getting the bulk of the work. And I'm trying to figure out here with Braden Herbie on the sideline who it is that's picking up the extra time.
Yeah.
Sizemore's been out there.
Yeah, that was who out.
Maybe maybe the rotation just tightened up there with Braden out. So, because all those guys have gotten quite a few snaps. We haven't mentioned him a whole lot, but Avery Carpenter, number 56, is in there at middle linebacker, and he's been there pretty much all night. So maybe a 12 or 13 man rotation got moved to 11 or 12. We'll see if we get any new numbers come in here.
I do see number 19 out there. Pass complete in the flat. 30, out of bounds at about the 28-yard line as Eli Aguilar able to scamper for a first down.
Junior, 5'7", 160 pounds, Aguilar with a stiff arm there on Ashton Shope. And you can see here that Tatham.
A little sidearm action.
Sidearm. Tatham's 6'3", about 180 pounds. And he's a junior. I would tell you this, George. One of the things I'm sort of surprised about, with all of the game-like feel that's to be gained in a situation like this, I am surprised we haven't seen these teams work against the play clock yet. You know, that is something when you talk about speeding up the game and making people perform under the, you know, all the rules and constrictions of the actual game, the play clock is a major part of it. So I am a little surprised that when we went to this live spot that we didn't have some of that.
Yeah, the play clock is actually on, but they aren't running it. The main scoreboard's not on. The play clock is set at 25. And again, a long coaching session between that last play and now Andrews' first down play at their own 20, or at the Panther 27. Tatham out of the gun. He sends twins up top. Tatham, pump fake. Now gets hit, and he's going down.
Yeah, he's gonna learn real quick. He's got some decent offensive linemen there, but they're going to have a hard time holding back 57. Watch Jacob. Now, he's a little high right here, but he's so athletic and so strong. Just bull rushes his way to the backfield and takes Tatham to the ground.
If you just joined us, that score is correct. No team has scored in this game, but no clock. They're not running a clock or keeping the down and distance on the scoreboard. They are on the field. The down and distance, as you see Nickerson coming off the field.
Limping a little bit, but that's it's never a question if you're a full-time player in football. It's never a question of if you're going to get hurt. It's going to happen. It's when. Are you going to have to play with a little bit of a ding for 11 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks? And hopefully that's a minor ding there for Gabe, and he'll get back into action here. I do want to say, too, you know, and someone listening at home probably make somebody ill. But when I talk about Jacob, I have so much confidence in what Jacob's upside is, Jacob Gibson, that is. I am going to call out things like when I think he's a little high, because in high school he's so dadgum strong that he can get away with that. I know his aspirations are to play at the next level. So just like I mentioned Reed Raby, who is family, I can give Reed a hard time about not being low enough a minute ago. I do the same with Jacob. I coached him in basketball for years, know his mama, and she knows I've got nothing but the best intentions for Jacob. But football's a sport you got to play behind your pads and play low, or you're going to run into somebody bigger than you at some point, and they will you look silly. So
you saw that play, that replay. A lot of action in the backfield for that defensive line for the Panthers, able to get back and get Aguilar well behind the line of scrimmage. He lost a couple. It's going to bring up third down and long now, third and about 16.
And I'll tell you this too, George, Jacob Gibson, as we watch him throughout the year, when his motor is revved, and that's the key, when his motor is revved and he's giving you what he's got on any day, any specific down, he's going to be hard for a high school offensive lineman to contain.
Well, third and long, and it's going to be Everett Tatham in the gun for the Wildcats. Long snap count. Drops, heaves, and has a receiver. It's caught, a one-handed catch at the 10-yard line, and he is out of bounds there. And Samuel Preston, acrobatic catch.
Was it terrible coverage? Ashton Shope playing a little behind, though, not wanting to get beat or give up the touchdown. And so the pass was thrown away from him and in front of him there. What a catch. Man, I'm looking at that now in slow-mo. I didn't realize how good that was by Samuel Preston. Only 5'7", 160 pounds, but goes up and just grabs it.
He went up the ladder, got some air. It's going to be first and goal at the 10-yard line for Andrews. First time either team has threatened offensively. Panthers did drive down to about the 20-yard line in their first 10 plays when they were doing the 10 plays each team. Well, it's Tatham under center. He's got two backs behind him. He shifts the tight end. Handoff right up the middle towards the goal line. Dalton Rose, and he is in. Touchdown, Andrews.
Drags in a couple of Panther defenders there. Number 4, Braylon DeZarn. Couldn't tell who that bigger one was under the pile, if that was Avery Carpenter or who, but Aiden Sizemore tries to stop him as well, but that's actually Attic Sutton, the first to get his arms around him. But forward momentum carries the Wildcats into the end zone.
So I don't think they will attempt. Let's see. I think they're taking a water break here, and we'll see if Andrews brings out the extra point unit to attempt that and practice that. But with 19 players, we'll see as they will talk things over. Mentioned next week. Want to see you out here at the pit for the home opener, and I mentioned only 4 games at home this year. Panthers go on the road for 2 weeks. I'll show you the schedule here.
Yeah, I wonder where we're going to get to this. I got to take a look at it myself.
Travel to Andrews, or check that. Travel to Robbinsville, and then travel to Swain County, and then they have an open date. So it'll be 4 weeks between Murphy and East Henderson. We'll talk to you after next week, and then a couple of games in a row, and then one more after that. So the Road Warriors, as you see at the top of the screen, with the Panthers here in 2023, have not played the Robbinsville Black Knights since 2009, an infamous night in many areas on the field, in the parking lot, and even in the press box. These two teams decided casted a shadow over the entire field, starting to set over Waya to the right side of your screen. Those long shadows are long gone. So we'll get back to action. It's going to be the Panthers on offense. And we'll see what Coach Josh Brooks' offense has in store. Eli Brown on the carry. He takes it left side, and Brown up to about the 24-yard line. Still don't see, mentioned it a couple of times since he got hurt. Hervey is on the sideline. But you see Sutton and Brown in the backfield behind Brock Bradley.
Nice little 4-yard gain there by Eli. He looked like the play was pretty much dead to the line of scrimmage. I called him shifty earlier. He managed to slide through and get 4 yards out of that.
It'll be second and about 5. Bradley drops back, now going to take off. And he's going to get hit and dropped after about a 2-yard gain. One thing about Brock Bradley, do we have
see right here, just a little blooper there by Eli Brown. Got to give you quarterback space. He's trying to come up and meet the defender to lay the block there, and a little collision there that really set that play off. Sorry, George, go ahead.
I was seeing if we had gotten heights on this roster. He's not 5'9". He's taller than that. That's not right.
It's got Anderson Terrell. It's got Anderson Terrell at 5'3". No, Anderson Terrell, what might have been 5'3" about a year ago,
You're right.
But not anymore.
Yeah, this was maybe when he was a freshman.
Yeah.
I don't think this is him currently. Bradley heaves it, has the receiver. Caught at the 40, down to the 30-yard line. Big pitch and catch. Brock Bradley to Cook.
19, Carroll Cook, tight end. That's a play that through time has been a good. Watch him right here, just release right up the middle of the field. Nobody paying any attention, and by the time they do, Not enough time for number 25 to get over there holding Todd and make a difference. So nice little pitch and catch there from Brock Bradley to Carroll Cook.
The Panthers flipped the field at the 30. They'll scrimmage. It's Sutton shaking one defender. And more Andrews Wildcats will snow him under at about the 28, 29-yard line. So a gain of about a yard, maybe two for Attic Sutton.
You know, one thing when you've got a bunch of fresh, well, I shouldn't say fresh, when you got new running backs and a new quarterback, the one thing, and again, I'm probably going to get taken to task for this, but you can tell right now that the timing, you know, is something that we'll have to work on. You know, you don't see us attacking the hole. I see it closing on us sometimes here. The offensive line maybe gives them a little space and we can't get there in time. And that will improve. That will definitely improve. I'm not saying it's not going to. Please don't take me the wrong way, but that is something that's going to have to improve for sure. Brock Bradley wants to know who's going to improve up front because he just got leveled by number 55, Colton Rose, 250-pound junior.
Yeah, Rose, somebody threw a lookout block there.
Somebody did, yeah, just totally forgot about 55.
Looked like, I think somebody picked up the wrong assignment as he came right up the middle. But again, in a scrimmage, this is exactly what coaches want. You know, when there's negative plays, when there's things that don't go your way, that's what the coaches actually want.
Right.
To see how their players are going to react to it. Because
Right.
you're gonna have adversity throughout the season.
Looks like I'm going to put Brock in the shotgun here on a third and about 13 or 14.
He's going to heave it, and it's going to be incomplete. Should have been intercepted as Graham Birch had a better shot at it than Cantrell, who was the intended receiver.
Very much a premeditated throw here. Unfortunately, that safety was way too far back to make that throw, especially if you're going to overthrow it like that there. So we're very fortunate, A, that it's a scrimmage, and B, that Birch was unable to corral.
So it's going to be a fourth down and a long 14, maybe 15. But again, they are keeping track of the downs on the far side, but not on the scoreboard. That's why it's blank on our screen. The fourth down, here we go. Setting up a screen. Pass is caught, but Eli Brown is going nowhere.
Pass complete to Brown.
Seemed like that one took a while to
It's about 4 yards.
develop, and then didn't really fool the Andrews Wildcats.
Yeah, I think it mainly just didn't take. I mean, the timing was okay. I just don't think it fooled anybody here. And I will say this too, and then Brock will get better at that. The pass a little high outside there. Those split seconds, those half seconds, quarter seconds, whatever you want to call them, they matter on a play like that. It's all about timing. You're trying to slip by an over-aggressive defense. And when the receiver has to wait on a ball to come down or has to reach out of his way to get it, that just gives the defender time to stop, pivot, and get back to the play. So
it'll be Andrews now on the change of downs. They'll scrimmage from their own 20-yard line. Again, if you just joined us, we're heading towards 8 o'clock. Maybe you just realize, there's some football on tonight. We appreciate you joining us. It's not a typical game. You're not running the clock, not keeping on the scoreboard a score. We're keeping a score on our graphic scoreboard on screen, but not here in the facility. They had 10 plays for each team to begin the night. Now we're in more of a game situation. Panthers did kick off one time. Have not seen Andrews' special teams on the field for extra points or kickoffs or even punts. We may see it at some point. Only 19 players on the roster for Andrews. And it's been a fluid situation on how we're going to continue with the format of the scrimmage, but that's what you get. It's a glorified practice. So Tatham and company will hand off in a big hole for Rose.
yeah, it seemed to have trouble, George. That play right there, we have not defended well at all.
Yeah. There's a flag. Now on the right side or the left side, you've seen Rose in open space a couple times.
Against Andrews. 10 yards.
They're able to seal the edge
Yeah.
and get him outside. It's going to go against Andrews.
Caden Martini, the outside man there,
It'll be a
just
replay
really
of
got blown
first
out of the
down.
play. And again, you know, somebody's going to be like, why are you
First
trying to
and
coach?
13.
Caden, get down. You know, you got to get down. You got to play this game with your shoulders down, your head up. And because if you don't, you stand up high. You're such an easy target. Even I could block those kind of people in high school, George.
Again, a long time between plays here as Coach Phillips and his coaching staff for the Wildcats are coaching them up. They'll come to the line. Will Tatham and company. It'll be first down and 4 now after that penalty. They'll fake the handoff. Tatham drops deep, fires, has a receiver, is tied in over the middle, about the 27-yard line. Will Roberts, a junior.
There's a flag on the play.
Another flag has flown.
Roberts just sort of settles in, a little soft spot here in the defense. Right there, as you can see, it's like a little triangle, you know, between Logan Dill, Wyatt Cantrell, and Aiden Sizemore. Look how soft that is right there. Just dumps it right in spot. Boom. But we do have a flag.
I didn't
Well,
hear
they
it was a
waved it. There it is.
hold against the Panthers.
Certainly didn't spot that, but oh well.
That'll be a 10-yarder, so it'll push it to the
Actually-
27.
Second and about 4. You don't realize how much you miss this scoreboard when it's
I
off,
know,
George.
right? I keep looking over there, and there's nothing up there. A second down and about 4. And again, Andrews taking their time. And we'll see. We're past 8 o'clock. We'll see how longer this one goes. Sometimes they continue. I think it really is up to Andrews as many plays as they would like.
We do have a 31 on the field. I don't know who that is. George, I don't have that for us. 31. But Ty Carver and Caden Martini in over there on the left side as Braden Hervey and Gabe Nickerson are out of the game.
The handoff goes to Aguilar,
Number
and
4.
he gains 3. I think they're still going to be short of the first down by a couple of inches.
Big Jacob Gibson in on the tackle. Miguel Diaz back in the game. Okay, Aiden Pitts, 31. Aiden Pitts getting some help from Clinton Taylor here. And I remember Aiden played some last year.
Yeah, I do remember that name. Again, a long time between plays. Well, it's first down. I'll mark it. He did gain enough for a first down. It's Tatham out of the gun. Gonna swing it out quick. In the backfield, it's Preston. Preston now weaves his way up to about the 36, maybe the 37-yard line. Samuel Preston listed on the roster as an athlete. And we did have a couple of folks that made comments, and very astute comments. We have Max Prep's rosters here, and all juniors and seniors for Andrews, if that's correct.
Ah, gotcha. Also want to note Jacob Gibson in on another tackle right there.
Yeah, he's been all over the field.
That's the positive point. Both Jacob and Gabe in on a lot of plays so far tonight. Unfortunately, and we don't have a shot there to show it, but Gabe and Braden Hervey sitting on the same bench right now and probably out of commission for the rest of this one.
Yeah. No reason to risk them getting hurt for the regular season opener. Big gainer for the Wildcats as Dalton Rose gets loose. And he is out of bounds at about the 40-yard line in Panther territory.
There's the injured Panthers there. Never good to be talking to Lynette Gibson during the game. I love Lynette to death, but you don't want to talk to her during the game.
Could Lynette get another couple of book bags there? She looks like she's carrying 3.
As big as she is. And you see that play there. Missed tackle. I can tell you right now, I know our coaching staff have plenty to talk about on some of these plays here. And that'll be one of them.
Racket down below. You heard that in our microphone. Folks in front of us were looking, what happened?
While your ball's starting to hide the sun in the far west sky, and I guess the question is, or will they turn these lights on?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Hopefully they still work. It's always Russian roulette.
You
never know.
Yeah.
Flip the switch. Will they work today?
Yeah.
Shotgun for Tatham. He's going deep. Has a receiver. And on the opposite side of where he was heading, as that pass was intended for Graham Birch out of bounds.
They asked Josh Brooks, what's the number one thing you want if we get a new football stadium? He said, a lighting grid that we can count on.
They won't just die midway through the game. One light power goes out. And
boy, Wyatt Cantrell has been busy tonight in the secondary for the Panthers. Andrews does like to throw it. Now, again, you could show up next week 1, and Andrews run the ball 90% of the time.
Oh, absolutely.
You never know what you're getting in the scrimmage. With as much as they're throwing it, it makes me wonder if they're not working on that with the intention of trying to develop that part of the game. I can tell you that if anybody from Andrews is listening, the Tatham kid here looks like a very capable quarterback.
Absolutely.
Junior, 6'3", 180. Athletic, got a nice little arm. He's in the shotgun here. I'm going to throw it out. Oh,
man.
Right through the hands of Avery Carpenter. I love Avery, love his family. I tell Avery, that's why they got you at linebacker, son. Hit you right in the hands again.
The reason you're on defense.
Oh, nice play, Avery. Did everything but just reel it in right here. Watch this. Boom. Oh, goodness. He'll think about that tonight at some point.
Probably watch the replay. Andrews will open the season at home against Rosman next Friday.
Little Smoky Mountain Conference clash.
And then they'll hit the road to East Flat Rock in the second week to take on the Eagles. Running play on 3rd down. And he may have gotten enough for a first down. So again, Dalton Rose, Desarn able to trip him up, but that is enough for an Andrews first down.
Going to be just enough for a first
Little
down.
read there by the quarterback, and hands it off there to number 5 and gets some good blocking up front. And out on that left side, and they've really made a living off that left side tonight. See that defensive line for the Panthers. There's big Jacob Gibson. You got number 70 there in the distance, Ty Carver. Miguel Diaz. Caden Martini's 25. He's seeing increased action right now with the absence of Nickerson and Hervey. Or so it seems from the beginning of the game. Names that you'll hear all fall here on FPSN.
Tatham drops deep. Pressure is on, fires, and he couldn't hit his man as once again climbing the ladder was Graham Birch, and he could not secure it. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 now.
Cantrell, again, been busy here and giving up some size. It's just hard for him to go up the ladder that far on Birch. So luckily, passed just a little beyond the reach. Bring up a 2nd and 10. If you're just tuning in, I guess, George, we'd summarize it this way. Panthers with 2 opportunities in the live session. We've had a punt and a 4-and-out. Andrews now has scored and is inside the 30. Looking for blood here a second time, 2nd and 10.
Andrews able to drive into Andrews' territory on the 10-play series, and then also on the series where they're keeping downs, still no clock, able to drive into Andrews' territory but get stymied. A couple of
Number 25,
nice
Martini.
plays offensively, some nice passes.
Gain of 2. Brings up
Block
third down
Bradley,
and
the quarterback, who just joined us. So it's going to be a 3rd down and long coming up for Andrews. And again, we don't know how long they're going to go here. There's not a clock. We're into a
lights.
game situation, and it just kind of depends on the coaches. They'll meet, I'm sure, after this series is over and determine if they want to keep going. The lights still are not coming on. It's starting to get a little dark here. Our cameras are making it look a little bit brighter than it really is.
And, George, I will call it out right now after this play.
Tatham going to take off, run the option, pitch it out.
Nice
Samuel
tackle.
Preston
Tackled
is
by Martini.
stymied at about the
Gain of
24.
3.
The game
Brings up
noticeably
4th and
different
6.
for us up here in the booth without our great friend Mike Wood, but also, the other half of Mike that makes Mike Wood tick. We're missing Jay Brooks on the field down there.
Yes, we are.
We're missing the background
Yes.
chatter of Jay Brooks through Mike's microphone.
I tell you, the ratings are going to suffer
Yeah.
at the half. Because Jay Brooks will not be roaming the sidelines, and Mike puts a microphone in his mouth heading into the locker room.
It brings the viewers. They flock in.
He is, though, up in the box over here, I believe.
Yeah.
But he's not on the field. He's just helping on Friday nights, not coaching during the week. So it's 4th down. Andrews going to keep the offense out. Tatham drops, heaves, through the hands of his intended receiver.
Pass intended for number 4.
Incomplete as Aguilar.
Turnover on downs.
If he had caught it, he would have been close to the line to gain. So it's a turnover on downs. Panthers take over at their own 24.
So if you're keeping score at home, a punt and a 4-and-out there, you see the incomplete pass by Tatham. A punt and 4-and-out for the Panthers. The Andrews Wildcats now with a touchdown and a 4-and-out. Panthers will take over here on
Unless they decide that that's it. They're talking out here. And looks like
that's it.
maybe.
Yep. That's
that
going to
it?
be it.
All right, so that's going to be no. Hold on, they're spotting the ball here.
Uh-oh. All right.
I thought the same, Byron. Everybody was kind of backing up, and
Parting the seas. I saw one guy take his helmet off.
so it looks like the Panthers will have a chance offensively. They'll start at their own 20-yard line. First down.
Somebody will have to flip these lights on here in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, we're going towards 8:15 now. And it's going to start getting dark pretty quick. This definitely, most likely, will be the final series for either team. Well, it's Brock Bradley under center as he sends a man in motion at Ashton Shope. Got a handoff to Eli Brown. Brown fights his way forward.
Eli Brown.
About a 7-yard gain for Brown to the 27.
I do like Eli back there. He's had some good runs tonight. And again, watch him here in traffic. Yep, just make a nice little move right there. He is so strong yet so slender. Hard to get a hold of there. So nice little side step there to the left, separate from the defender. And that was the difference between a 3-yard gain and about a 7-yard gain. Don't get me wrong. I want number 11 to get healthy and help us any way he can. But good to see Eli stepping up.
Oh, Bradley drops deep, heaves it deep. has the receiver out there. Jump ball, and it's incomplete.
Ball hung up just a little bit right there. Was it, again, another, 3-4 yards on that? Wyatt Cantrell has another reception. But the sophomore here
Beautiful pass.
drops back, and he is. You told me, yeah, he's more than 5'9", by the way. But he heaves that ball down. And again, not a terrible throw at all. I mean, these are decent throws. Brock's going to get stronger. Arm's going to get stronger, more confident in the pocket. Just a little short there. I'm interested to see if we see anybody else take some snaps here for the Panthers.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. See if Terrell gets a couple of snaps. I'll swing it out in the flat. DeZarn. And DeZarn able to juke one defender, get up to the 35-yard line. One thing about Brock Bradley, did not have a lot of snaps in the 7-on-7 over the summer with the first team. So we'll see.
Watch this little move here. Nice. Bradley made one guy miss, but the other one there got him, and Bradley might have got the wind knocked out of him. Again, it's early.
Yeah.
Nobody on your team hits you as hard as the other team does. And it's great when you do. People get all – I just remember people get upset by that one crazy teammate that just beat the crap out of you in practice. But that's the kid that's preparing you for the game.
Because that's what's going to happen in the game.
That's what's going to happen.
Some confusion in the backfield. Bradley just takes off.
Yeah.
And I think, judging by Eli Brown, I think he went the wrong way.
Yeah, he's
a little upset with himself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, yeah, you see on the replay, he went to the right and he should have gone to the left.
Brock quick to act, and that's good right there. Sophomore quarterback with a heads-up play to get 4 or 5 yards that we could have not gotten if he just sat there and panicked and took a hit. So
but second down, 8. Bradley drops deep, fires, caught. Cantrell went through, looked like Choate's hand and into the hands of Cantrell. 13-yarder.
Nice little play there. And I got to tell you, watch this here. Brock fakes off the handoff to Eli Brown, rolls out to his left, and just sort of slings that thing. I'm thinking, man, you overthrew Ashton, and there's Wyatt Cantrell waiting in the wings. Nice little play. I heard some kids around my house the past few days talking about, you mentioned something about it a minute ago, said that Brock was taking steps in the past 2 weeks, becoming better at that position and sort of, earning his right to have a shot at it. So,
yeah, and the age-old adage, it just takes time. It takes practice.
Man,
it takes reps, and that's what he's getting here in this scrimmage.
People don't understand you can be a hero at the JV level, no matter where you're at on the run.
But Sutton up the middle. Maddox Sutton for about a 6-yard gain.
Every time you take a step up, George, the game gets quicker. The hits get harder, right? The bad throws get picked off easier because the guys are more athletic. And, the difference is in JV, you're playing against a lot of, younger boys, right, going through adolescence. You get to varsity, you're playing with guys with beards, guys that will – some of them will have families soon. This is a whole different deal. When you're playing against young men.
Yeah. And a lot bigger. A lot bigger. Thick muscles.
Yeah.
And gain of about 11. So Panthers are marching into Andrews territory. They're going to mark it at the 38. First down. A little rhythm offensively.
Yeah, man. That's what I was just getting ready to say. This is nice because I got to be honest with you, the first 2 possessions were what you feared, right? A new team, new kids at every position. We've got, a couple players over here on the bench. You're thinking, ooh, man, are we going to be able to move the ball? We're going to be able to score. And lo and behold, right now, I know it's not an air show or, some crazy offense at this point, but we're moving the football. And all it takes is 3 or 4 yards of play, and you can continue to keep the football. Eli Brown.
Ooh, you could hear that hit up here.
I don't think Eli's afraid of the physical part of the game, George. I'm not sure he's built for it at 150, 40 pounds soaking wet.
He's not afraid to lower his helmet.
Not
Watch
afraid
this play
to mix
here.
it up.
He lowers that helmet. Boom.
Boom. Got the shoulders down and takes the hit. And most importantly, for Panther fans, pops back up.
Yep. Now we're going to get everybody taking a knee. Is there an injury or just got a water break? I think it's just a water break.
I'll have to pull out the cell phone lights here in a minute.
I'll just ask folks over here if they were going to turn the lights on here in the stadium. Our cameras are on high at this point to get as much light in that iris, but it's a lot darker than what our cameras are portraying here.
Yeah, people don't understand that. That's like when you watch golf in the match late into the day, and you're thinking, man, it's not even dark there. No, trust me, it is dark here.
Yeah.
That's the magic of those expensive cameras that George and Clinton and the crew carried in here. They can add more light. They grab all the light they can from the area around that lens and sort of light it up for you. I promise you it's darker than what is portrayed on that screen. You and I are sitting here in the booth looking at it. Mm-hmm. It's like two different worlds.
Yeah, I'm looking over here and I'm like, whoa, and then I look to the field and I'm like, oh goodness, it's
about bedtime.
Yeah, pretty dark out there. All right, so a water break here, and if you just joined us, you may not have seen the upcoming schedule, so we'll talk about that while they decide what they want to do next. Well, as I say that, the whistle blows. But you see the schedule coming up. Road Warriors, Panthers, only 4 home games here in the 2023 campaign. But again, they're not keeping score in the stadium. We have a scoreboard on our broadcast and no clock either. As Eli Brown goes right up the middle. That was a nice job of the offensive line. It was a huge hole for Eli Brown to run through.
Man, I'd love to see him get there just a half step faster. Watch right there. Oh, man, if he could just, that'd have been nice. It'd be fun to watch him get in open field. But Eli's showing that he's going to be good. He's going to be good to carry the football. He's taking some hits tonight, and he'll be a nice mix-up there in that backfield.
Well, the lights officially now are coming on.
There we go. So there's your answer.
They
We are going
have
to
flipped
play.
the switch. So I guess we'll continue to play. We've seen some of these scrimmages last an hour as Eli Brown goes right side, is pulled down from behind.
Tackle by number 8.
As a nice tackle. Get a hold of him. Kincaid Watkins for the Wildcats.
You know who Eli sort of built like? You remember the kid? He went on to play at the next level that was down at High Brighton. They flipped the ball to him.
Yeah.
And it was off to the
2017.
Yeah. Built sort of the same way, right? I mean, I think we've got him on here. Well, they don't have his size, but Eli, not a real big kid. Of course, I saw him. He took that shirt off the other day and looked like he'd been, on a bodybuilder's routine. So he is strong.
Bradley to Sutton. Pass is complete.
Brock Bradley able to get it out to Attic Sutton, and he is going to scamper his way all the way to the 16-yard line. I think I say it's enough. Yeah, it's going to be enough for a Panther first down.
This offense just keeps plugging along. George, I am going to ask you to remind me of one thing, and that's to bring a seat cushion for these metal chairs. And we'll have to put that on the list, buddy.
Yeah, well, we'll make sure when they build a new stadium that they include some padded chairs.
These metal chairs are
they do get to you.
rough.
As you see, the lights are definitely taking effect now. You can even see them on our cameras. Well, it's first down for the Panthers. Brock Bradley drops back, fires incomplete, and almost intercepted as it was swatted down by, I believe that was Phillips for the Wildcats. Well, it says 52. I don't have 52 on my roster.
And that's just a misfire. That's just all that is right there. And Brock could tell you that. Coach Brooks will tell you that. Just a misfire. Sort of hopped to his left, didn't have his strength, and threw one that didn't have enough mustard on it to get to where it needed to go.
As we head towards 8:30, we're in the waning moments of this scrimmage. It's been taking place since 7 o'clock. Both teams getting a lot of practice. Both teams very inexperienced as Eli Brown takes the ball right up the middle again. Brown able to get down to the 10-yard line. A lot of talent, some experience, not a lot of starting experience, I would say, for both teams, for Andrews and for Franklin. Andrews had their best season in 40-plus years last year, and they made it to the semifinals and the 1A playoffs and beat Murphy, I believe, for the second year in a row. And a lot of those guys went on, graduated, and they were trying to replace some of those leaders, some of those positions, with 19 on the roster. So I'm sure that both coaches would like this scrimmage to continue as long as possible, but of course you don't want to get anybody hurt. Third down for the Panthers, 3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line. Hand to Brown. Brown got some blockers, weaving his way to about the 2-yard line.
You know, man, he's looking good right now, Eli is, and let's give some credit up front. We're making some holes up there up front, that left side. I think that's Jacob Gibson over there at the guard spot. Excuse me, at the tackle spot. I don't know who the guard is. Actually, it's Diaz.
75.
Yep. Waldrop at center. Logan Deal over here at the right guard. And number 55, that's the Bryson Gibbs, the tackle on the right side. Of course, number 19, Carol Cook is your tight end.
Panthers will stack it in near the goal line. It's Eli Brown. He is in for the touchdown.
Nice carry. And again, you see the shiftiness around the line of scrimmage. Watch here the handoff. Boom. Cut back to the left. Nice. Nice cut. That is something I think Eli gives us that we haven't had in a couple years. We've had a lot of strong, upright, straight line speed and power. And, what Eli gives us is more of that shiftiness around the line of scrimmage.
They're going to bring on the extra point unit. It's going to be Daniel Riddle to attempt the extra point. It is up, and it is good.
It's good.
Had a hold of Ashton Shope. We saw Ashton last year be the holder. So the Panthers do kick the extra point, something that Andrews did not do. And they hold now a 7-6 advantage. And we'll see if this scrimmage continues. Does Andrews get a shot at it, or do they call it a night?
Totally on Andrews at this point, what they want to do. And it looks like
we'll keep going.
Looks like we're to keep going, which does not surprise me. Again, this is if can you imagine if you've got let's just do the math. Look, I'm a product of the Macon County school system, but I can tell you right now that 19 kids is not enough to play 11 on 11. Clinton, does that check out with you? Okay, good. So this is a big deal right here for Andrews to get to play real 11 on 11 football. So I imagine they're gonna, and up until the point they feel like that they could get somebody hurt, or they're not going to take that many chances because they can't. But this is good practice time for them.
Yeah, 19-man roster is something that you'd see maybe for an 8-man football team.
Yeah.
So it's first down for the Wildcats at their own 20-yard line. Tatham shotgun, has a wing right and left, high snap, got a handoff. Goes to Aguilar, pushes it far side. Aguilar able to gain about 4.
Hand off to the right side. Chased down by Martini.
That's going to bring up a second and about 7 or 6 here. Let's see where they spot it. As you see, Aguilar taking it off right side. And you see the coaching going on. You see a lot of that. which is what this is for, the scrimmage final tune-up before the regular season begins for both teams next Friday. As the Panthers host Murphy and Andrews will host Rosman.
It's a tune-up over there. Look on the far side over there. The guys holding up the yardsticks. Larry Pickens and Trace Rogers, the dependable ones. First down marker. Larry and Trace always part. Look like we got a new cast member over there. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, they, of course, they got to get back in the rhythm.
Yeah.
After about 10 months off. A hand goes right up the middle. Nice play for Aguilar as he picks up the first down. I would say that both offensive lines throughout this ball game have performed pretty well. Have been opening holes for both running backs to find some room. It's got to be a positive for both coaching staffs.
See number 7, Talon Smith, coming out onto the field. He was in that last play. And, yeah, a lot of good things here. I noticed some new jerseys. Josh McGaha, in the game for the Panthers on that defensive front. See Reed Raby, Miguel Diaz, Carol Cook, Braylon DeZarn in, Attic Sutton.
We haven't seen the backup quarterback for either team. Tatham fires. Complete. It's Rose. Look out. He takes off down the far side. And they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 34.
Yeah, take a look at this here. Rolls out to the right. Hits the man out of the backfield there, and he just, beats everybody to the corner.
So, first down for the Wildcats. They're going to mark it right at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, trying to get used to this time between plays.
Yeah. You don't really know when they're going to approach the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Now,
I just can't believe how much different the on-screen looks compared to here in the Panther pit. Folks at home, I'm watching the TV in the booth. I'm not even watching the field at this point.
And it's a big TV.
Yeah.
That's a incomplete pass as Tatham trying to get it out to Rose. Went through his hands.
Coverage by Diaz.
Fake give to the up back there, and then tries to throw it back to him. That's Dalton Rose. Just a little high, Tatham was. You know, outside of a few players there, both teams similar in size. I've been talking about physical stature. Obviously, we've talked about 19 players for Andrews. Did we get a count for Franklin? Did we mention that? Or we
did not.
Is that 40-ish players I see here? Something close to it? Yeah, and I don't, I'll stop short of the old man on the front porch cussing about the generations. But I've, in the 20 years I've been up here in the booth, it's amazing to see how many less kids are willing to give up their summer and fall to play football. I remember when these squads had 65, 70 kids on them.
Yeah. For about a 70-yard gain. That's Eli Aguilar, count 38 on the roster. May have missed a couple, so around 40.
And the truth of the matter is there are a lot of kids down here for the Panthers in the red and white that will not see a lot of action on a Friday night. Hats off, not only to the ones who play, but the ones who don't get to play as much. It is a commitment. It's good to see that kids are still willing to put down the PlayStation and the cell phone.
Beach trips.
Yeah. You give up a lot during the summer. Mm-hmm. It's no secret. Coach Josh Brooks expects a lot of you to prepare for the season, and rightfully so, as any good coach should. So it is a commitment. And I think it more than pays off in the long run. I don't know many kids, or really any, that are part of the football program that don't absolutely love it and will carry the memories they make, here in the locker room, on the bus, at practice. They'll carry it with them forever.
Third down for the Wildcats. Panthers bring a rush. Tatham fires, has a receiver. It is caught. Touchdown. Graham Birch.
Yeah, I think Wyatt Cantrell just sort of bit on that fake maybe. I'm sure Clinton's going to show me that I'm wrong here in a minute. But Wyatt on the coverage here, and you see him just not really – yep, didn't get turned around. Not enough respect given there to number 12, Graham Birch. And Andrews ends up, if you're keeping score at home, 3 possessions apiece during the live play. The Panthers with a punt, a 4-and-out, and a touchdown. Andrews with 2 touchdowns and a 4-and-out.
Well, technically, that's the final there. 12-7 should officially be. Oh, there we go. That's right. But they weren't keeping score here in the Panther pit. We did on screen because that's what everybody would ask in the chat. What's the score? What's the score? So,
I'll only get asked about 80 times this week.
And Byron will get asked tomorrow morning. Well, who won last night? What was the score? But both coaching staffs, I'm sure, will take a lot. I saw a lot of positives, saw a lot of negatives. Really, for both teams, it seemed to me that these two teams were evenly matched, Byron.
Size-wise, skill-wise, you can tell right now that Andrews is coming off a very successful season. So even the kids that they have left have that taste of what it's like to execute and be successful. And although we didn't know up and down the lineup here which kids played last year and which ones didn't, I can promise you that being around that system and around that situation last year have paid off for those guys. As for Franklin, they had a relatively successful season last year, lost a lot of seniors. People like Davis Anders and Ty Hanley and Braden Watts, those kind of guys that sort of carried the load for that Panther squad in the skill position. So a lot of new faces getting new reps on Friday nights. And, again, you cannot overstate the difference there is between playing a JV sport and a varsity sport. The speed and the expectations go up tremendously, just like it would if you were going to go from the high school to the college level. It's very similar. I mean, the step up is real. So this was a great opportunity tonight for both these teams to get a feel for live game action, for the stress of having to make a play on a particular down, having referees call you offsides or interference or holding, whatever there might be. Great opportunity for us to see some Panthers step up. And we said some names tonight that I know we're going to be calling out in our 4 opportunities this fall. I look forward to it. I'm ready to get Mike Wood back out here, though. I know that.
Next Friday will be the first opportunity in the regular season for you to see the Panthers. You saw the schedule a while ago while Byron was talking about tonight's performances for both teams. Murphy is the first game. We'll have it right here on FPSN. Christine, Phillip on cameras, appreciate you. As always, doing a fine job. Clinton Taylor, executive producer. For Byron McClure, I'm George Young. Till next Friday, so long, everybody.
This season, the Franklin High School cheerleaders have devoted and dedicated their season to showing love unconditionally to everyone they encounter. During camp, they dedicated their tank top calls to Chuck Maloney and his battle with cancer and leukemia. During that time, they were made aware that he is now back battling leukemia full force. In honor of Chuck, you'll see us as well as other members of the Franklin community wearing orange in the coming season. So these ladies are asking if you can come out next Friday night in orange and show Chuck and his wife Teresa and their entire family how much love and support we have to give them. There's no love like Panther love.
So in support of Chuck, we want everyone to come out Friday, August 18th wearing your orange.
We can't wait to see you all there. Let's go chuck it up.